before we get into today's video I just want to let you guys know that this video does contain topics of death and loss. If these are things that trigger you or upset you, there are timestamps in the description of this video, or you can just skip the video entirely. With that all being said, welcome to the first video of Playing and Waffling, and I hope you enjoy. Hello and welcome to Playing and Waffling, a series where I just play a game and I just talk to the mic about anything random. It could be about a game itself, it could be about just any updates to do with the channel, life updates, just anything that really comes to my mind. It's kind of a video you'd put on to have like on in the background or something when you're maybe doing something, or you just need some background noise. Or maybe you do just want to watch the gameplay and listen to me talk. I don't judge, I don't really mind. I'm just happy that you are watching. Before we get started, I ask that you guys please like this video, and if this is your first video on the channel and you enjoy this content, please let me know in the comments below, and by liking the video. I do plan on making more, whether this video does well or not, so there probably will be more, but if there's not that much of an interest in it, if I lose interest in this and there isn't much interest from viewers, then I might just drop the series entirely. We don't know. But yeah, today we'll be playing some Breath of the Wild, and I am just continuing from my main save file. We'll just be going around Hyrule, seeing what more shrines we can complete, because I'm trying to complete all the shrines in the game, and also we'll just see what we can find. So without further ado, let's begin. So I'm gonna start this video by just talking about things to do with the channel, and then we'll be going from there. So maybe some of you have realized that maybe I haven't been uploading as much content as I wanted to. My content has been kind of on the low when it comes to release, like schedule wise. I've been quite inconsistent with it. That is due to a couple of reasons. One of them being just purely motivation in general. As I'm trying to make good content so that people would enjoy, and it is just becoming some kind of slot. But I also want to make content that is just unique to this channel. Obviously, I've done some things which you've probably seen on other channels, like looking at fan animations or playing really popular games, but I've also been trying to do content where you wouldn't see much often, like with the Smash King Retrospective series, which I have been enjoying a lot, and I have seen that quite a few of you do enjoy that series as well, so please do look forward to when I do finish the series with episodes 7 and 8 of the retrospective. Obviously, when more episodes come out, I will continue with the series with the retrospective, but it will be a while until you see like part 9 and part 10. But yeah, I've also just been kind of struggling with figuring out what I want to do after I finish the Smash King retrospective series, because I'm not sure what's the next place to go with. With the Smash King retrospective series, it gave me somewhat of an incentive to finish, and it seems to be the only running series that I've been able to succeed. Oh my god, does he actually drink from the water? Anyway, like the Smash King retrospective series is something that has been ongoing. It's been like the only series that I've made on this channel which has stuck around, or has been seen to an almost near completion. Although it does have some big gaps in between each entry, it's also been seen to be very consistent with just constant uploads being the retrospectives. And then I started doing some videos in between, like I've done the Sparking Zero video, and then I've done Smash King 6, I think it was, and then I'd done the then I done the Smash King bingo card video, which I wasn't expecting to actually do as well as it did for somebody of a channel of my size. So I've been kind of slacking on making parts 7 and 8 because I'm not sure where to take the YouTube channel from that point. I could, if these videos do well where I'm just playing the game and you guys are enjoying it, then I could just move more into that content. But I do also just enjoy making the videos where I talk about a random topic. Like on the forefront of the, you could say, YouTube bucket list, a second Sonic fan animations video and second Dragon Ball fan animations video are in the stages where they are heavily being considered to be done in between episodes 7 and 8, or if I just complete 7 and 8 straight away and then do parts, the sequels to fan animations of Dragon Ball and Sonic. I may even try and do some more franchises like a Mario fan animations video and a Smash Bros fan animations video, and even a Zelda one, because it may not be seen as like that apparent, but I am quite the fan of the Zelda franchise. It's just more of a series where I prefer to just play the games and be silent about it than make videos on it. But this is also possibly just to do with also a fandom perspective, which I might just get into later on, with the fact that some fandoms on the internet can be a bit tough to make content for. But that's something we'll address later on in this video. But yeah, so for now, you'll have this video to tie you over. I am halfway through the script for part 7 of the Smash King retrospective, so I do hope that... So please do not think that it's gonna be a while to the next part. It's just more of a thing where it will just take a moment for it to come. I just want to try and make other things in the meantime. Oh, well, he just ate that whole thing, didn't he? I am probably going to have some kind of timestamps of topics in this video as well. Again, I haven't necessarily fully planned it out. I thought about some topics I want to talk about in this video. But there's also a thing where, if you're not interested in one topic, but you see the other topics you might be interested in, then it'll be you'll have timestamps. I'm not gonna force you to listen to the whole thing just to possibly hear a topic you might be interested in instead. Does that actually call waffling over? So that's pretty much recent updates. It's back to talking about what's been preventing me from making videos. Mainly has been a thing of motivation, but also I'm in the UK, and at the minute it has been boiling in the UK, so it's been a struggle to be motivated. But also I also work part-time-ish. And for the past few weeks I've been working more hours than I normally do because we've had people go on holiday and that lot. And also I've also been having going to uni in between whilst making videos, whilst working and everything else. And I haven't been at uni for a while, university. I stopped university. My first year of uni ended in April, which was pretty early. With loads of people were surprised every time they seem to be "How's uni going?" I said, "Oh, I haven't been there since April." So yeah, and at first, I was planning to use those 6 months to like grind out videos and like try and get as much as I can uploaded and hopefully get to a point where I can start making YouTube at least a side hustle. But then obviously that didn't happen because I've had such a lack of motivation along with working so much. I've been working and all that stuff as well, so it's been kind of tough to sit down and watch some Smash King and write notes. I write my notes down and make my scripts and then record it, edit it, everything. Because I am pretty much a one-man team. My friend Akio helps me with the scripts occasionally, which is why he always gets like a credit in the intro of those videos, because he does help me and he was help. And at first I almost didn't make the series at all. It was a thing where I was saying I was struggling with making videos like what I do now, where I'm talking to a mic about different topics, and he was saying that he'd help me write the script and help me write for those videos if it meant making it, and he's been a great help for it. So you guys have got him to thank for me making the Smash King retrospective series, which is what I'm pretty sure most of my viewer base now is pretty much here for. Which has also been kind of another thing. I feel like most of my viewer base now is here purely for Smash King. So if I make other content after the Smash King retrospective, would I still have those viewers? Like, would I have to go to like strictly talking about machinimas? Because I don't like to feel restricted on what kind of content to make. Like, there are probably some that are subbed purely for the Amiibo Bootcamp videos. There are probably people that are subbed for the videos where I just play a game, like the blank experience, which I used to make a while ago. Some people are probably subbed for videos like my fan animations video, or my fan animations videos. Some are probably subbed for because of the World and Dark video, hoping for me to make that part 2 I said I'm gonna make, but truth is, I don't plan on continuing on with Season 2. Because to me, I've lost interest with the Wild and Dark series. I've just been finding it very boring now. And I've just lost so much. And I just think I just don't think it's that interesting than it used to be. I feel bad for saying that because there are people that are working really hard on that, and I can see that they're working hard, but it doesn't appeal to me as much as it used to back when Luft was originally working on the series, and he actually subbed to the channel. So if he's watching this video now, I'm gonna feel really bad if he's watching this video. If you're watching this video, I do apologize that I've said that I won't continue working on the series, but I do hope you understand that I've just haven't had much of an interest with this is damn. But I've already said it now. Like, I've just lost interest with the World and Dark series, and I do hope some of you that are probably subs just to wait for me to talk about Season 2, I hope you guys still do stick around for other content as well, and not just because you know how like some people will sub to like a channel just purely for one kind of content, and then when that person starts making that kind of content, you kind of just like unsub from them. Like, I really hope that it wasn't the case, and that you guys actually enjoyed the video I made, like the videos I make. Like, I'll be honest, I don't think videos like the Amiibo Bootcamp series will return. I don't think... Like, actually, no, I don't... It's not that I don't think... I know those videos won't be returning. I know pretty much my older content of the blank experience with won't be returning either. Pretty much, if it was highly edited videos, they probably won't be returning. Go on, Waffling, you can have that. There we go. But I do hope that those that did stick around are enjoying just whatever content I make. So actually, so if you're actually that's a question for you, Lord. What kind of content did you sub to my channel for? And are you enjoying the content that I make now, or do you prefer if I at least considered going back to my older content? Please let me know, because I do want to grow this channel. I do want to make this a job at one point, and not just purely for the money. It's just something I really enjoy. And they say if you find a job you like, you wouldn't work a day in your life. And I want to do that. I want to be able to do something which I can just put my full creative potential into, and make stuff that people can enjoy. But yeah, so that's like other things I want to do with this channel eventually is when I am big enough on YouTube, I want to start doing I will start doing live streams again, and hopefully do something that I've always wanted to do on YouTube, that being a monthly charity stream. I've always wanted to do those. I've always wanted to do streams where I raise money for charity, any charity of my choosing. Each month will be a different charity. So maybe some months I might go back to a charity we've already done, but I want to try and do as many as I can. Because I feel like if you are given a platform and you are able to make money from that platform, you should give back in some shape or form. So whatever I can do with a viewer base and some kind of following, I want to make something good out of it whilst I have that platform. But yeah, back to my goals for YouTube, you could say. One big goal is definitely doing consistent charity streams every month, and maybe each stream will obviously the charity will be different, but we'll try and make the streams different as well, as a way of keeping it somewhat fresh every time we do a stream. Maybe we'll get viewers on which have some kind of maybe some kind of special connection to what the charity's cause is. I wanna do something which brings in a community. I do want to have my own community at some point, and I want to be able to do things with that community, like doing maybe some videos where the viewers get to suggest something, or suggest a video, and then they suggest make videos where my community gives me challenges in games that I gotta complete for 24 hours or something like that. I think it'll be interesting. So if you guys have also got any suggestions, please do let me know, as I think, as at the end of the day, this is something that I want to have a lot of people involved in. Another thing I want to do for the channel, which I'm currently working on, it's a big project at the minute, is that I am currently working on a complete history of my great-grandfather. So my great-grandfather, he passed away in November 2025, and it was a big hit for me, since I was very close with him. We literally shared a birthday together, and when it came to his funeral, because I wasn't able nor allowed to say anything at his funeral, but when his family when his children, two of his kids, was doing like the speech. Was it the speech? Like when like when they were talking at the funeral about my great grandfather, they barely spoke about his life and more spoke about what he did with their kids. And I feel like that is an injustice to the kind of man he is and the kind of life he did live. So I'm working with the guys in the friend group, like the members of Nurbabomb, like people you see in my videos. I've also been working with my granddad, because it's a video on his dad. So I thought I'd work with him with this project, and at some point soon we're going to be doing like more digging and research into my great grandfather to talk about his life, and then a big video will come out at the time when it's ready to talk about his life from beginning to end, or at least everything we can say and tell. That video might not come for a while though, because I did want to get at least 50% of the scripts done by the time I go back to university. But now that we are in August, and I haven't even started on the scripts because there's still more research we have to do. It's gonna be a while longer till we get that video, but when that video does come, I do look forward to showing it to everybody. It was like I said, it was a big blow to me when we lost him, but I didn't realize how much of a blow it was until his funeral. When so the day I found out I was in my uni accommodation, and my mum called me and said, "Don't go into uni today." So actually no, so the day before it was actually her birthday, and she was dropping me back to my uni accommodation because on a weekend when I was at my uni accommodation, I would go home to go to work. So I was only at my accommodation from Monday to Friday. Where is he? Much better. Anyway, apologies. So the day we found out the day before, my mum was dropping me off to my uni accommodation. So I'd just gotten home after spending like the morning with my mum because it was also her birthday. I took her out for lunch and everything like that before we went back to my accommodation. And so early morning the next day, I wake up to a phone call. At first I'm thinking, why is my alarm going? Thinking, that's not my alarm. So, because it was my phone ringtone, which was, actually it doesn't matter what the song was. So it was my phone, my phone went off, and I picked up the phone to my mom saying, don't go into uni today, and I will be coming to your and I'm coming to your accommodation. And I thought, okay, so this is like something's going on, like something bad has happened, because there'll be no reason for my mum to just tell me don't go into uni, and don't go into uni today. I'm coming to your accommodation. Like, so. But she wouldn't tell me over the phone, which was obviously understandable. So, she got my friend to tell my lecturers what was happening. So my friend found out before I did. One of my friends, Mr. Zubo, actually, as you guys would know if you guys have been here for a while. So. Yeah, then she came to my accommodation, like, she told me that, like, my great-granddad's, he passed away, in the night. I won't go into detail of, like, how it happened, because it's not relevant. It's not that relevant, and I really do not want to go that negative into a spiral. Like, I do want to keep some things in my private life and like just some family drama out of, and like some things like drama out of the conversation for these videos. Ah, bugger. I swear I can't do it. I normally do it. But yeah, so she came to my accommodation and told me what had happened. And at first I didn't cry, which wasn't too strange for me because the last time okay, sorry, it's because crying wasn't something I was really doing. Isn't something I really do when I lose somebody. Not after I lost my dog during COVID. Ever since then we've lost. I've lost other family members or people that were close to family, and I wasn't. Like, I didn't cry over it, but I was upset. So I thought it was just a general normal. So it was a general normal reaction for me to just not cry. Like, that is just how I handle death. I just sit silently and just go about my day and try and keep myself busy or occupied. And so like the day he died, we went to visit my granddad, and we just spent the day with them and that lot. And then time passed, and it got to the funeral. And for the funeral, I was given an honor of carrying his coffin. And so I was carrying his coffin. And I had done it before, like about over a year prior. I'd done it for my great granddad's wife, my great nan, who died in February 2024, which again sucked, and I again wasn't crying about. But I didn't cry, but the death did hit me quite harder than other deaths that had happened before hers, but after my dog's. And my but so I was carrying the coffin, but this time it felt different. Something felt different, and I think what the difference was is that for some reason I clocked it was a person in there. Like I'm not saying that like I didn't get along with my great aunt, or I don't have much of a relationship with her, because I did. I had just about, if not, I had almost, if not the same kind of relationship I had with her with my great granddad. But I think what the difference was is that I missed my last opportunity to see him, and there were things I never got to tell him. Like, so, because the last time I went to his place, he was asleep, and it was our birthdays, and I hadn't seen him in a while because he's been ill, and also some other things which aren't related to the story. But that time when I was going, I was excited to go see him because I wanted to tell him that I was going to university, and not only was I going to university, and I'm pretty sure this is the case. I'm pretty sure my nan did confirm it, but I was the only like great grandchild of his to go to university. Actually, I was the only one in his family, probably that at least was alive, to go to university. Or like all his family from his all my like mum's side of the family aren't really people that that choose to go to university. They're more people that would like go college and then like work, or they skip college and go straight to work, which isn't something I judge them for. Like do what you want, get that bag, go get that bag. But so I was so I was the first one, and I was so excited to tell him, but I never got a chance to. And so as I'm carrying that coffin to put him in his final resting place, well, not his final resting place because he was cremated, but like to put him, because we weren't at a church or anything, we were at a crematorium. So like I was putting him to like where the coffin was supposed to go, and holding him, because like when I first had done the coffin, I knew my great aunt was in there, but I guess my brain just wasn't registering it, because at that point in time I was already having going through shit at college, and so much was already on my mind because of personal dramas or like stress about college work, that I didn't register. Oh, there is a person that you know is in that you know and you love, and that you've seen since you was a baby, that has known you since you was a baby. Like my brain didn't like really register it, but I guess, my, but this time doing it with my great granddad, who I would say I was a bit more closer with, and someone who I very much enjoyed being around, it hurt more. And so knowing that somebody was in there and just holding it really got to me, and I put it down, and I just burst into tears, and it was the first time I had burst into tears in about, I want to say, 3 years. And it really stung, and I am so grateful that I had because my friends wasn't my like the guys weren't at the funeral, but like I was keeping them updated on the funeral, like from when he passed away to when to like from when my great granddad died to the funeral, and even time after that, I was keeping them updated on everything. And it was nice that I had my little bubble of people I was close with. And so, but the thing going with this story is that I'm kind of glad that happened with me, like bursting into tears. Well, since then, feel like was like in between my dog passing away in 2020 and my great granddad dying. I feel like I was somewhat emotionally numb, because except for like feeling like bits, like not complete bursts of rage, but like feeling angry, like little like spikes of like anger and like stress, and like I was depressed for a while, but like, I wasn't like. But besides that, I wasn't really feeling anything. Like people asked me how you was, like I would just say I'm fine, because I didn't know exactly how I was actually feeling. Like I couldn't identify it myself, nor tell somebody, oh yeah, this is like, oh yeah, I'm not feeling great, or yeah, I'm feeling this or whatever. But after losing my great granddad and then carrying his coffin to where we had to, I'm it kind of, I guess, fixed my emotions. It kind of like I kind of like broke free of the stop holding, like as you no longer need to Like no longer do you have to like you're not hiding anymore. We're not allowing you kind of thing. And your emotions are no longer numb. And so I'm grateful that that happened. And one of the ways I've noticed that this kind of thing happened was I was rewatching Assassination Classroom, and when watching Assassination Classroom, when I watched it for the first time, spoilers for Assassination Classroom, when Koro Sensei was dying, I was upset because it was sad, but then it, but I wasn't like on the verge of tears. Then I might have been. Actually, now that I think about it, because that was actually before my dog passed away. So it might be more of a thing where I was feeling emotionally numb from maybe like second. I don't know, because I didn't really. I don't know what to think. I don't think my emotion, what my emotions were like, because I can't remember. It was years ago. I think I was in year 8 or year 9 when I watched Assassination Classroom. So I don't know why, but like my emotions weren't proper, if that makes sense. Like I don't think they were registering or something like that. I don't know. I could just be waffling here, but to get to the point is that I was upset, but I wasn't like on the verge of tears, or I wasn't like it was like okay, this is sad, but I'm not like overtly like upset about this. Like I'm like this isn't like ruining my day or anything like that. Like I'm not feeling too sad about this. It feels like maybe it could be more of like a feeling of disappointment that it was actually the case of like Koro Sensei dying. But then when I rewatched it for the second time recently, I was very close to breaking down and crying again, which I didn't because I was in call with my friend, and so that kind of like locked me in a little bit. I kind of just locked in a bit, but I was happy that those emotions. But then when I was thinking back on it, I was happy that those emotions were there. I was happy that I was feeling the sense of wanting to cry, wanting to bawl my eyes out because I don't really get upset over fictional characters dying in media. Like I get a little bit upset, but like, I don't really get teary over it. But Koro Sensei's rewatching Assassination Classroom and watching Koro Sensei's death was bringing it back, and I feel like if I was to go back to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3 and watch Kakurin die again, I would have the same emotion. And I think it's because my great granddad's passing helped me break through a barrier of being able to show emotions and letting myself actually feel these emotions and not forcing them back into the jar. So as much as I hate the fact that I've lost my great grandfather, I'm happy that his funeral allowed me to break free from emotional restriction, being emotionally restricted, shall we say. But then again, I could just be waffling and it could just be nothing. It could just be more, it could be something to do with like because I'm maturing more. I've matured since watching Assassination Classroom for the first time, and that the Assassination Classroom rewatch and the loss of my great grandfather are completely unrelated. But yeah, I will probably make sure to put a warning at the beginning saying like, oh, this video contains topics of talking about loss. If these are things that upset you or trigger you, you might want to skip this video. Or obviously we'll also have the timestamps as well. So yeah, we'll see how things go. I do want to be able to, maybe not in today's episode, but at some point I want to go into talking more about like having more deep conversations, because I feel like, because I'm also using these videos as a form of therapy. I want to use these videos as more of a form of just talking into a mic, and like just talking to a mic and getting things that I probably wouldn't say to anybody else out, which aren't like things that I think, oh, nobody actually wants to, I don't want to bother anybody by having to force them to listen to me spout on about things, even though I know my friends would be happy to listen to me spout on about how I'm feeling and things like that, because like obviously they're my best friends. Like the people you see in my videos, they're not just my friends, they're people that I hold very close to me. I don't let anybody just be in a video, even though it's probably one of those things where it isn't really deep. Like you can really let anybody be on if you want them to, but I want to be able to do videos with people that I hold close to myself, close to me. Actually, going back to plans for the channel. I've actually started experimenting with a new format of videos. When I tried to record it, it turns out I didn't actually hit record, and it's actually a kind of like a rewatch series where me and my friends we watch an old TV show like of something, and we watch the first, the worst, and the best episodes from that series. So like, it'll be the first episode of the whole series, and then it's worst, and then it's best, and yeah, try and get a good feel. Try and make it different, you know, instead of just picking random episodes or some shit. But yeah, when we actually do get around to making it, I do hope you guys will enjoy it, because it should be some fun. We did have fun record because it was going to be a Good Luck Charlie and the old Disney Channel show video, but we never. But because we've already done it once, we can't really do it again and like try again and get the same like reactions and like content that we did when we first did it. So unfortunately, we'd have to begin with something else, or maybe not, because we might pick a better show. Who knows? Only time will tell, I guess. I find it bizarre sometimes how people will look back on themselves from when they were younger. How like you could look back on yourself when you were younger and think, that's really how I reacted, or that's really how I chose to go about with that. Because I've been thinking about it recently, because so when I started my first year of uni, I ran into somebody who I went to both primary school and secondary school with, and in secondary school we had a big falling out, and the bottom line was that we both didn't communicate, and we both thought different things. About the other. We both thought that the other one hated the other, and we never actually communicated on like what was going on. And looking back on it now, I think back to it, was like, that was really fucking stupid. And now somebody thinking, well, yeah, that's called growing up, but it's kind of astonishing just how different someone can become within from when they were like younger. Like when you're young, was like for example, right now I could do something, and then in like 5 to 10 years time, I'll look back on it and go, really? That's how I chose to go about doing that. I didn't do I didn't do this now, and it's like, and I was thinking about, because I ran into that guy again when I was closing up shop, and so like when we were at uni, when I ran into him, we were talking. Like we got talking, and we cleared so much up with each other, and now whenever we run into each other, we're greeting each other, like, oh hey, how you doing? Like, how are things? So we have like a small catch up, and like with this guy, I like we so like we sh- like so I'm somebody that likes to like dap up people or shake hands, right? And um like so like I shook his hand when I first saw him, and then when I congratulated him for because he for finishing uni, because I done a 3 year course in college and he done 2. And then then when I finished my 3 years of college, I took a gap year and then I started uni. Whereas he, as soon as he's done his 2 years in college, he went straight to university. So he finished uni at this point. And so now he's finished uni, and I ran, and I like congratulated him on like finishing uni, because it is a big thing. And when we were like, then he was saying that he was going. Then when he had to go and I had to like finish up closing, for some reason I thought, alright, I'll fist bump him to say goodbye, and he goes, "Nah, bro, dap me up." I was like, "Damn, damn, like we ever like I was crazy." Then I was like, "Okay, sure." And then thinking about it, I was like, "Damn, just a year or so ago, I would have still like if this was like back like if this was like still." Because I'll be honest, we both kind of held a grudge for years about between each other, because of like all the things that happened back in secondary school when you're dumb and stupid and young. And like I'd say I held a grudge on for longer, which I try not to now. Like I will say that is something not great about me, is that I can hold a grudge for a while. But I was thinking back, I'm like, damn, we used to hate each other for years, but now we can just so easily just talk to each other as if nothing happened. And it's so bizarre that how some people how people will grow up and look back on themselves and think, damn, that's really how I reacted to this. Because I was thinking about it, it's like, that really, like, I was thinking about that, it really doesn't sound like me to not communicate with somebody how I'm feeling. But then I realized, but the person I was then, and how the person I was in college isn't the person I am now. Like, because like college and definitely secondary school, I struggled to communicate how I was feeling, because I felt like, I struggled to communicate about things because I thought, because I just thought, like, because some people would like just not speak to me and that a lot, or like people would just move on, and no. So like people will like things would happen, and I'd think, and like I would, and like, but that might upset me, but I never communicated it, and then sometimes people do things that might offend you or like upset you, not because out of any malicious intent. It might generally be just like a mistake or a misunderstanding. But when I was younger, I'd think, nah, they're after me. Like it's not, they done that on purpose. But now I think, well, hold on a second. Was it on purpose? Could it not have been an accident? Could it have been an accident? Like, does it have to be that everybody is just like after they get you? And so I'm looking back and I was like, if I was in that position now, if we were back then and I had my mindset now, things would be so different. And I mean, there are people now that I like. I wouldn't say I hold a grudge towards, but people that I don't necessarily like nor get along with anymore. But then now, and part of me thinks, but would I always feel like that, or is it just something that I feel now, and then maybe with a little bit more growing up, my again opinion and views might change. Me and the guys actually saw. So I saw Spider-Man Brand New Day yesterday. It was a good film, a solid 8 out of 10, easily. With some things that were like quite minor, was like spoilers for Brand New Day. Jean Grey was too evil in that movie. Like I think she needed to cool down a little bit. Um, like she was doing way too much just to figure out where her sister was. But um, and also there were just some. I did feel like some parts of the film did drag on a little bit, but but I say the positives definitely weigh out the negatives. Like, I like how MJ and Ned were in this movie. I think they're actually decent in this movie, whereas the past three movies, I always found them annoying. Well, okay, I haven't always found them annoying, but like as of like rewatching the movies in that lot, I found them very extremely annoying. Um, but I loved the Punisher's and Spider-Man's dynamic in the film. You can really tell there's like a brotherly vibe going on, and at the end when you had Punisher and Spider-Man mouse go "Yeah, yeah," in the window, it was so funny. Like every time they were on the screen, it was a fucking delight. I'd say that um their their chemistry in this film was amazing. Um, let's see. You also had. Oh yeah, even like the choreography in the fight was great. I liked seeing Hulk in the film. It felt, it actually felt like the MCU took place in a connected universe. Like it wasn't scattered. Like the film wasn't really scattered around or whatever. Like it really incorporated like the older films um with the Hulk, the Marvel TV shows with the Punisher, obviously all the Spider-Man stuff with, whoa, shocker, Spider-Man. But then you also had things like, but you also had other things like The Hand, which I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of their implementation in Brand New Day. I think that they should have just gone somewhere else, and having Sadie Sink be like the big bad of the film, I wasn't a big fan of as well, because like I just didn't feel like she was Jean Grey. It just felt like she was a completely different character, but her name was Jean Grey and she had her powers. This is when I get called a larper in the comments, but no, it just was a bit odd. But I did like Sadie Sink's portrayal of Jean Grey. I think hiding who she was playing though was kind of dumb as well, because I think they could have done a lot more, like especially with the marketing, with saying, "Oh, Jean Grey is no Sadie Sink is Jean Grey," but then again, I'm no marketing expert, so as far as I'm concerned, I could be very wrong. But then by that, by that sake, why even like announce that she was in the film? Like they could have kept that bit a secret, like her being in the film and then revealing it later. But again, I don't work in Hollywood, so I don't know the ins and outs of things. I'm just purely giving my opinion in all this. But yeah, excellent film, and I do look forward to Avengers Doomsday. Um, I did see Spider-Man Brand New Day pretty late. I saw it nearly a week after the film was out, so. But I wouldn't say it was hard to avoid spoilers because for some reason I don't get like spoilers in my suggested feed or anything like that until um until fuck, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I didn't. Yeah, there we go. I didn't see like any spoilers for the film until after I watched the film, and then like by the time I got home, like spoilers on like memes to do with the film were in my feed. So I find it really weird that I can just still like just browse the internet, and unless I go out of my way to look for spoilers, I don't get them, and I quite like to keep it that way. The only things that were spoiled for me was Jean Grey's identity. But then again, it was more a thing where, because my mum and my brother saw it first, and I said, "Oh, it's who I think is playing is who I think Sadie Sink is playing, um, is the person I think Sadie Sink is playing is her." And she's like, "Oh, well, who do you think it is?" I said, "Well, I think it's Jean Grey," and she goes, "Yeah, it is." I was like, "Okay," but then. But then I then followed up. But then they then followed me with like her gold film, and it's like, okay, but you didn't need to tell me that bit. Like, you could have get that bit of secret. But no, overall good film. Um, I quite liked the film quite a lot. It kind of seems like I'm downplaying how much I enjoyed the film, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just something I do, I guess. I wouldn't say like okay. So the film isn't for me at least film of the year. I still think my film of the year this year is Obsession, which wasn't even a film I originally planned to see. It just kind of happened. It was just kind of a thing that just sort of happened. But I'm glad it happened because I'm glad I watched it because it is an excellent film. It is an excellent film. I do recommend, especially if you're a horror fan, go watch Obsession. But yeah, no, but don't get me wrong, it is very close second. So who knows? So who knows? Maybe if I rewatch the film again, my opinion will change, and it might actually be my film of the year. But no, on the topic of movies, because like, I mean, hey, not everything I'm going to talk about is depressing. Okay, I want to talk about some positive things too. Um, so this year I've kind of made it like my goal to watch every Godzilla film that exists. Um, that exists, and so far, so I've recently finished Godzilla versus was it Megala? No, Hedorah. No. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. Sorry, I'm bad with pronunciations. But yeah, I recently watched that film, and that film was good. I like it. The only film like between that and the first Godzilla film I need to watch still is Godzilla versus Kong, like the King Kong. But yeah, the films are very entertaining and funny. I do look forward to continuing with it. I love Minila. I know so many people don't like Minila for some reason, but I love Minila. He's so adorable. He's so cute. Um, I would say my favorite one so far is either King Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, or it's all monsters. No, attack all monsters. Attack on Monsters is a good film, and watching all the kaiju take on King Ghidorah was really entertaining and funny, especially Anguirus, bro. Anguirus is the goat. Anguirus is goated. Like, I like the scene where I like the bit where like he's hanging, where like King Ghidorah is just flying away, and he just got Anguirus just hanging on to him for dear life. I heavily recommend like watching the Godzilla films if you're if you're interested into watching all of them. I recommend it. I would say my least favorite so far is All Monsters Attack. Is it all? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's All Monsters Attack. Yeah, because Attack All Monsters was the alien one. It was the one where they fought King Ghidorah. And All Monsters Attack was the glorified anti-bullying PSA, which I like to call it. Okay, I have just found out that my glasses are ready, so I'm gonna call it there for today. This first entry was a bit all over the place. I don't know if I'll even upload it. Who knows what I keep and what I don't keep in. But if you did enjoy this video, please let me know, and I will definitely be doing more. So without further ado, I have been your lad. Have a good day.